What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 2 of Press Y, the sequel to episode 1. My name is Kelton Burns.
And my name is Kameron Donahoe.
Welcome back to another round of news for you guys. Another buffet. I'm going to start us off with some more legal news because that's just the fun stuff. It's like, get the dinner out of the way.
Yeah, light fare, little appetizer.
Yeah. So, in Europe, the Council of the European Union has announced a new regulation that forces all devices, including handheld gaming consoles, to come with replaceable batteries by 2027. This 2027 timeframe is meant to give sufficient time for these companies to adapt the design of their products to this requirement. The brief outline of this would look like a portable battery that's considered readily removable by the end user, where it can be removed from a product with the use of commercially available tools without requiring the use of specialized tools unless provided free of charge with the product. The replaceable battery regulation is part of the EU's shift towards sustainability due to batteries being critical to the decarbonization process. This most likely won't affect any current handheld consoles or the recently announced ones, but will likely affect whatever the successors are to consoles like the Switch or the Valve Steam Deck, Sony's Project Q. So yeah, replaceable batteries, Cameron. This is just kind of like the USB-C.
That's pretty neat, I think. That way you can maintain your stuff rather than paying millions of dollars to have some psychopath make a PS Vita for you for $1 billion. I think that's pretty neat.
What world are you living where you're having some maniac build you a Vita?
I mean, any world where you want to buy a Vita nowadays. Have you tried to buy a Vita nowadays? It's like $1,000. It's fucking insane.
Wow.
The price of Vitas is way too high.
Yeah. I think this is cool. My Switch dies so fast. I don't know about your Switch.
My Switch is Switch is decent. Like, I can play on it for a couple hours, like 3 or 4 hours.
I feel like mine lasts like 90 minutes.
You gotta stop leaving your Switch out in the sun and throwing it downstairs and stuff, I guess. I don't know what to tell you, buddy.
Dude, all right. Well, moving forward into the next headline. Xbox Live is being phased out after 20 years. Microsoft has announced that Xbox Live Gold is ending on September 14th and is going to be replaced by Game Pass Core, which Microsoft described as an evolution of Gold. Core will include access to online multiplayer and give subscribers a collection of over 25 games to play for $9.99 a month or $59.99 a year. Pretty similar to Xbox Live Gold was. Beginning September 14th, all Xbox Live Gold members will automatically become Game Pass Core members. And with this switch, Games with Gold, the 2 free games a month, is coming to an end. And instead, you will have access to that core group of 25 games. And Microsoft said that they will add more games to the core games list 2 to 3 times a year.
That's cool. I think this has been a long time coming. Games Gold has been slowly dying, and it's been getting sadder and sadder with each new Games for Gold. It's been like, oh man, thanks for Gex. I appreciate that. Games for Gold, I appreciate that, man. That's really sick.
Man, Xbox Live Gold. I remember just begging and scrounging to get my Xbox Live Gold when I was in middle school.
Yeah, man. Xbox Live Gold, it wasn't always so sad and depressing.
So
back there were some fun
points.
Releases on there.
Do you remember Microsoft points?
I do remember Microsoft points.
The 1600 Microsoft point card.
I invested all my money into Microsoft points, and now look at me.
Look at you. Dude, so we were talking about Apex Legends last week, and I'm curious, how much money do you think you've spent on Apex coins?
I've spent. It's kind of shitty because I bounce between console and PC, and there's not a whole lot of. There's like all your shit doesn't carry over, so I've spent probably like $100 on Apex coins.
Dude, funny you mentioned that because like this is not an official headline, but I follow a lot of Apex leakers on Twitter. And like that's where I get a lot of my Apex information. And
the forbidden intel.
we're going to be supposedly, rumors are building that cross progression is coming. But if for those of you like you who have 2 accounts on PC and console, you will have to choose one and then wipe the other one to merge your accounts. So for a player like me who has avoided playing on PC this whole time because I didn't want to lose all the shit I have on console, this is great because now I can start playing on PC and hop back and forth and have all my shit on both sides. But for a lot of players who weren't able to do that and eventually did hop between, they have like a hard choice of either continuing to play on 2 profiles or wiping one and just choosing to go with one.
A real gamer's Sophie's choice here.
Yep. What you think you're gonna?
You're
gonna wipe one? What are you gonna do, Cameron?
I mean, I definitely am. I think there's one where I just have significantly. I kind of fucked myself for this specific scenario because like I've like bought a lot of them, a lot of the legends for on like my Xbox account, and then on my PC account, I bought other champions because like, oh, if I want to play other or other legends or whatever, then I'll just go to my Xbox account. So if I wipe one of them, I no matter who I choose, I'm wiping a significant portion of the legends. You know what I mean?
Are you spending real money on the legends?
Yeah.
Dude, that's wild.
Like occasionally, like I not always, but like a good like 5 legends I've spent money on. I don't really give a fuck about skins.
I always
man.
had so much of the earnable red currency that I can just buy every legend right as they come out.
Well, I don't have like the pass or whatever, so I don't know if that makes it.
Oh,
so...
you don't buy the battle passes?
No.
You get the red currency just from leveling up.
Well, I mean,
what
sorry,
level are
man.
these accounts?
Maybe I'm just not as good at Apex as you, buddy.
I don't think it comes down to a skill thing, because I'm not claiming to be that good. I think I probably just play more.
Probably.
Because but I mean, on the money side of things, I've definitely spent much more than you have.
Give me a ballpark.
A ballpark, bro.
Yeah.
If I was to guess, over the four years that Apex Legends has been out, I would probably guess that I'm somewhere in the 600 mark.
Damn. That's pretty fucking wild, man. I don't think I've ever spent $600. I mean, do you count like Magic the Gathering cards as like a game? Because I've spent probably like close to thousands of dollars on Magic the Gathering cards.
I think it's only like maybe 5 games I've spent over 500 on.
What are they?
Probably League of Legends when I was in high school. Fortnite, Apex Legends. Probably Call of Duty. I don't know. Not on a single Call of Duty, but
what do you even spend money on Call of Duty for?
Skins, map packs.
Right. I mean, like, I understand, like, DLC and stuff, but, like, is there even, like, a big skin community for Call of Duty?
I feel like I've spent a decent amount of money, but not maybe, like, a couple hundred on Overwatch.
Fair enough.
I think that, yeah.
Cool, baby.
Those games, man, they get you sucked in. You just want your character to look cool.
The sucking ability of those games is wild.
Maybe if your character looks cooler, you'll just perform better.
That is true. Were there even skins in Call of Duty? Because, like, I strictly remember dudes, like, just a bunch of beefy military guys, and that was fucking it. Like, I don't think there was any kind of different, like, did you just, like, oh, I want to pay $15 so my ripped commando will be wearing a beanie instead of just...
Skins came into play, I don't remember when, but it's been a while now. But you can... A lot of the Call of Duty skins are pretty lame, but some of them are like wild. Like you could play as the little clown from Saw. You could play as the armored Titan jump from Attack on Titan. You can play as Snoop Dogg.
Dude, that's rad.
Yeah, they've had some wild collaborations.
That is
and most of those are for Warzone, which I've never really played.
Right.
But yeah, awesome.
Cool.
Just a little side tangent there. Next up, Ubisoft has announced that an Invincible game is coming. The Amazon Invincible animated show. Have you seen it, Cameron?
Yeah, dude. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
But this game you probably won't be that excited for because it is going to be a free-to-play mobile idle RPG.
Oh yeah, baby. That's what the people want.
The
Thank
game,
you, Ubisoft. You've been so good to us.
titled Invincible Guarding the Globe. You can pre-register now. You'll get some rewards whenever it releases if you pre-register.
Who the fuck is this for, man?
It's set to release soon and kind of be like, help build the hype for Season 2. They're tapping into the real market with this one. My guy.
I mean...
Mobile idle RPGs are like some of the most popular mobile games. You don't
Yeah,
even
I
have to play
guess,
'em.
but like for specifically Invincible, I feel like this is just like way, 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 way too niche to be ever successful. Like it sounds like they're making this game in a panicked rush before the second season comes out. Like they're like, what are ways that we can help support the show? And they're like, I don't fucking know.
Make an idle RPG.
But why not an idle RPG?
Yeah, I guess idle RPGs are pretty formulaic. So probably easy to throw one of those together.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I've never done it, so who knows? But it seems like a lot less moving parts than a fucking open world RPG or something.
Now I got a bunch of Activision Blizzard news.
Yes.
World of Warcraft is coming up on its 19th anniversary, and it has a potential Fortnite collaboration in the works, with several Fortnite-related abilities and characters being added into the public test realm, which is like they test things before they hit the main game. So those were all found in the patch notes. That's causing some drama because I don't know. Both those games, I guess, have negative reputations right now. But, they might be collaborating. World of Warcraft isn't known for that much collaboration, but maybe they're trying to pull in some younger players.
Sweet.
Hell yeah. Also, Blizzard, on the topic of Blizzard games are coming to Steam. You'll still need a Battle.net account to play them, but starting with Overwatch 2 on August 10th, Overwatch 2 will be on Steam. This news did come the same day that Activision Blizzard's earning report was released, which revealed that Overwatch 2's engagement and player investment have declined sequentially since it released. So, maybe they're putting on Steam to draw some players back in. Activision did say, after putting Call of Duty back on Steam, or I guess Microsoft revealed this during the FTC trial, that whole taking Call of Duty off of Steam ended up being considered a failure, and they put it back on Steam.
I think that's actually a really unique way about going about trying to like breathe some life into this game. I mean, obviously you could just like, what are the big problems that people are having with it? It's just like way too similar to the last Overwatch game. Is that what it is?
So I haven't personally played it, but from everything I've heard from people I know who have played it and some reviews that I've watched, it ended up not having a lot of content that was promised. And
right, the campaign.
And they made the game free to play, which, brought in more aggressive microtransactions, and the changes to some characters weren't welcomed by some people, and I don't know. It just doesn't sound. It sounds like they slapped a 2 on there, but it's really it really just got like an update. Yeah.
I mean, like, I feel like this whole Steam thing is gonna stem the bleeding a little bit, but
Think so?
I mean, ideally, hopefully, it's just to give them more time to deliver on the things they promised. Like maybe this is a desperate attempt to give them more time to work on the campaign. Who knows?
Who knows? I'm pretty sure they just announced that they're after they delayed the PvE content several times, that it's just fully canceled.
Just fucking, we're just giving up on that.
Yeah,
that is
some
wild.
headline like that.
Imagine if Naughty Dog was making The Last of Us and they're talking about how great the campaign is, and they just ended up just releasing the multiplayer and being like, sorry guys, it's just not in the works. Okay.
It's also wild because Overwatch went through like such a content drought, and they were like, well, we're working on Overwatch 2, guys, sorry, so it's just give us a minute to work on Overwatch 2, and then you guys will start getting content again. But for now, like, you're gonna go through a couple of years of not getting a lot of content. And it was like, okay, well, they're working on this big PvE thing, and it's like, okay, well, we didn't actually end up getting anything like that, and now Overwatch 2 is. So we just went through that big drought for like not the most significantly game-changing update. But yeah, that's a whole rabbit hole, man. Overwatch 2. That's why it did not end up picking up Overwatch 2. But I have been thinking about picking up back up one of the old Call of Duties because apparently Activision just recently fixed all of the old Call of Duty servers, which had some issues that were preventing players from playing online. So a bunch of Xbox 360, PS3 era CODs like Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 2, all those had their servers come back online, and an influx of players hit these, went viral across some gaming communities online. So even like Black Ops 2 saw a player count of over 10,000 over the last few days.
Dude, let's go. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so people are getting back on those old CODs and enjoying them. And I mean, honestly, it sounds like a fun time. Sounds like a little hit of nostalgia. Like,
honestly, I am a huge proprietor of, I think, specifically Call of Duty. I think every Call of Duty server should, I don't know how realistic this is to like maintain a Call of Duty server, but I think that they should all stay up. I think they're like, there's such a huge player base for it that like I think they're worth maintaining, you know? It's like, or maybe just do like the big ones like old Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 2, maybe the first Modern Warfare, you know. I think all the hitters should all have an active server. That way, I don't know. Those games are just fucking iconic, and clearly a lot of people want to play them, considering how many times they've remade them.
I have this fantasy of being
Do tell.
like an old geezer who just gets off work and he comes home to his dog that he lives alone with, and he gets on an old Call of Duty like Modern Warfare 2, and you know there's only like 50 to 100 players active usually, and you just see the same players every day that you get off work and you go like fight them again. You're like, all right, like I'm sitting down with Shadow XXXX, and here we go for the, you know, 4th month in a row. I'm gonna get him this time. I've learned his attack patterns. Like, so yeah, that's
I learned his attack patterns like a Dark Souls boss.
yeah, just like a Dark Souls.
And
boss.
his decaying old man brain just cannot adapt whatsoever. Pick up your Akimbo Model 18s, gamers. Let's ride.
Like, these are my fellow gamers. These little scragglers who can't let go of Modern Warfare 2.
What a fucking rogues gallery, man. I do think that in like one of the best things that Call of Duty, like additions that Call of Duty ever had, was the Akimbo perk, where you could just own two. You could run around with two of like pretty much any gun, and so you could just run around with two fucking old timey shotguns that are lever action, and you reload by they just leave and flip and then shoot it again. Oh my god, never has a game ever been more satisfying than running around Modern Warfare 2 with two fucking cowboy shotguns.
Dude, and if you like shot them like offbeat, like one at a time, you just constantly be like spinning one while you're shooting the other.
Yeah.
Good time.
Oh my god. Like a true cowboy gunslinger. That's how they did it back in the day.
That's how they did it.
They set up for a duel, and each person would take out their two shotguns in each hand.
You'd be running around a building hunting for a guy, and he's laying on the ground in the next room, fucking waiting for you, spinning your shotguns. So, what games have you been playing this week, Cameron?
Oh man, I've been getting into, I've been kind of pouring into my Game Pass backlog a little bit, and I've been playing some Senua's Sacrifice, some Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice.
Nice.
And that is very good. It's a very intense game, but it's very, very, very good. And I've been playing the shit out of Deathloop, and
Nice. Fun
my
game.
goodness, man. I love Arcane, and Deathloop is like just like peak Arcane. This Arcane going sicko mode in the studio. It's very, very good. It's mechanically interesting. The powers are super interesting, just like the very reminiscent of the Dishonored games. The gunplay feels really snappy, which I was worried about because like a lot of, I mean, I've only really played the Dishonored games, and I mean the gunplay is not terrible, but like it's mostly all gunplay in Deathloop, and it holds up super fucking well. And all the guns are really interesting. All the spells or powers are really interesting. And the story is complex and fun to flesh out, and I don't know, man. I it's been a while since I've had this much fun with the death mechanics and like the story of a game. You know,
I also loved Deathloop. Great game.
yes, I agree.
It makes it more confusing that Arcane went from such great heights with Deathloop to Redfall.
I
It was
haven't.
just
I
like a
mean,
disaster.
I never played Redfall, and it looks good. Do you know why it was such a colossal failure in
I heard
comparison
the
to all the other games?
gameplay design was terrible, the story was really terrible, and it had just like a slew of technical problems at launch.
Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah. Yeah, big bummer. But Deathloop is great. Have you played Prey?
Yeah. Prey's
Prey
wonderful.
is awesome. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Apparently, the Prey, there's like a Prey a similar game mode in Prey where you're like doing essentially like the Deathloop thing, where you're like trying to get future resources and information during certain life cycles, and like the map like changes every time you die, and apparently it's very much so worth looking into. If you like Deathloop, then you should check out that little game mode in Prey. It's called Moon Crash.
Nice.
Definitely worth a look if you enjoyed Deathloop a lot.
Hell yeah. I have been getting besides my time with Final Fantasy 16, which I'm still just chugging away on. I'm going to finish that game at some point. I've been playing Dave the Diver, dude. Dave the Diver. Dave the Diver is an indie game. From my perspective, at least, it came out of nowhere. Apparently, it released in early access last October, but saw its official release on June 28th for PC and Mac. I believe a Switch port is in the works. It's from developer Mint Rocket. It's their first game. They're a South Korean developer. Dave the Diver, man, is so much fun. It's just a beautiful game. There's so much to do. Like, how Dave the Diver works is during the day, you dive into the ocean, you catch fish, you fight sharks and monsters, you find treasure, you do little missions for various different people trying to find things, you're building things, you're uncovering ancient sea people's civilization, and there's a whole mystery there. And then that's only half the game, because the other half of the game, during the nighttime, you operate a sushi restaurant. And this operating of the sushi restaurant, I cannot stress enough, is almost more enjoyable than the exploration aspect. And for me, that was a big surprise. But you get to hire cooks, you get to hire waitresses, you get to be running orders yourself, you're pouring tea, you're upgrading the benches and different decorations, you're upgrading the menu, you control what's on the menu, you got food critics coming in, there's an Instagram app where people review and post pictures of your food.
Oh my god,
it's just
this is so in
it's
depth.
so fleshed out. There's so much. And like I'm only touching on like the surface of not even everything that's available. Like Dave the Diver is really cool, and I really think that you should, if anyone out there is listening and it sounds even slightly interesting, just go watch a video or watch a trailer and just give it a look, because it's worth it, man. It's only $20 too, so you know.
Yeah, when I first saw the trailer for this game, it looks like wildly ambitious, and when I saw the amount of like I guess like gameplay styles that they're introducing, it really made me feel like they're biting off more than they can chew, especially since they're a new developer. And I was really worried that like maybe you'd be spending a lot of time doing the diving or something, and the diving wasn't as good because they spent too much time on the business management of it all. But from what I've heard, like they just do it all really well. So I'm really excited to pick up this game.
Like, it reminds me of when you see a GoFundMe and it's like, our game's gonna have this, and you're like, oh man, that's really ambitious.
Yeah.
But this game has all those things. It's already out. It's already completed. Those things are already all there. Like, just awesome little game. Another indie game that I've been playing from Sad Owl Games. This game called Viewfinder was released July 17th on Steam and PlayStation. Viewfinder is really cool. It's more akin to like Portal, I guess, in terms of like it's a puzzle game, first person. It's length, you can beat it in an evening. But Viewfinder, I don't even know how to describe this with words, but It reminds me of those TikToks you see where someone holds up like an image to something and then they move and that image like morphs into the environment and everything that you saw in the image is suddenly 3D inside the world that you're
Yeah.
in. So
It's
like
all
if you
about
held
perspective.
if you held up a staircase to like a wall and then you like set it there and you moved, that staircase is now going to be like in the world and you can now walk up it to get up the wall. So like they just take that idea and they run with it, and
Good lord, this looks sick.
yeah, Viewfinder is really cool.
Hell yeah. I am a sucker for a puzzle game with a very interesting mechanic. Like, one of my favorite games is Portal. Wow, God, what is the fucking... There's another puzzle game where they play with, like, scale and depth and very similar to this, where, like, you'll, like, hold something up, and because it's close to you, it'll be, like, way bigger. I think it's Subliminal.
Dude, that is it Superliminal or whatever?
Yes.
Every time I've brought up Viewfinder to recommend it to someone, they always bring up Superliminal.
Yeah, it's a very similar gameplay style where you like play with perspective, and they just run with it in very clever ways. So I really like Superliminal, and so I'm definitely gonna check out Viewfinder. This seems like a great pick, as well as just the art style is very pretty and seems like a calming experience in general.
Well, I think that wraps up our week.
I actually have one more piece of news for those true Witcher fans out there. The Witcher 3 on the Nintendo Switch is getting a next gen update through means of a patch, guys. That's huge. That's huge. Us Switchers are finally getting our time in the sun. For the people who've been waiting to play The Witcher 3 on the Nintendo Switch to the fullest of its capabilities, you can finally play it, baby. It's time.
That's awesome. That's fucking next level right
there.
The
wait is over, guys. You can come out of your dungeons. There's no means of getting spoiled now. You just play as much Switcher as you want, man.
Another thing I forgot I wanted to touch on is that Pokemon Sleep is finally being released regionally. It hasn't hit the US yet, but it has hit Europe. I've been waiting for Pokemon Sleep since it was announced in like 2019.
What the fuck does Pokemon Sleep mean?
Pokemon Sleep is an app on your phone that tracks your sleep. So like you tell it when you're going to go to sleep, it sets an alarm 30 minutes before you go to sleep. It lets you know like, hey, you're supposed to go to sleep in 30 minutes. And then like when you wake up, you go on the app, let it know you woke up. While you're sleeping, you're catching Pokemon and you have a chance to catch shinies. Like there's a whole system built in. It's an app designed around trying to promote you getting a healthy night's sleep and helping you do that by incentivizing good sleep through Pokemon catching.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. If this was literally anything but Pokemon, this would not work for me. I've tried the apps, tried a million of them. I just don't give a shit. But if I can catch Pokemon and evolve Pokemon, I might. It's sad that this is what I need to just live a healthy lifestyle. But I think this would actually give me what I need, like the proper motivation to actually go to bed. Hell yes, I love this.
When this game was announced, it was announced at the same time as Pokemon Smile, and I actually played Pokemon Smile when it was released for like 4 months, and that was a pretty fun game. And that one's all designed around brushing your teeth, and you have to brush your teeth in front of the camera, and if you do a good enough job brushing your teeth in the 2-minute time limit or whatever, then like you can catch better, more rare Pokemon. And that was a kind of a fun game.
Yeah, fuck that. That sounds stupid as hell.
But Pokemon Sleep, man, it's fine. It's almost here. Pokemon Smile also really felt like a game aimed at a 4-year-old.
What?
And
Sleep?
it probably is. Pokemon Smile.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if Sleep is also similarly like,
Yeah,
but
dude,
we'll
can you like Nuzlocke the Pokemon? Is there any hardcore game modes in Pokemon Sleep?
Oh, wait. It looks like Pokemon Sleep has been released. It has 1 review. I'm going to download this right now.
It has 1 review. There's no way it's released. Oh, wait. Release date July 9th. Literally today.
All right. Awesome, guys. Well, I'm going to catch you guys on the next episode of Press Y next week. Me and Cameron will be back. For now, I'm going to go play Pokemon Sleep.
Yeah. I'm I am gonna go play Pokemon Eat and Pokemon Chat with Friends and Pokemon Go to Bed at 4 a.m. That's my goal. That's a couple of DLCs for you. 2 Pokemon sleep.
All right, Cameron. Well, enjoy your games, dude.
Thanks, man. You too, buddy.